In 1942, Britain. This was absolutely not a joke. It was not fantasy. It was a highly classified military project. An idea began with a brutal problem across the Atlantic supply routes.
Critical convoys were calling out for protection faster than Allied escorts could ever answer. On paper, the dangerous and massive gap in air cover looked terrifyingly simple.
These aircraft could protect the coastal edges, but in the middle of the gap, sailors waited under an empty sea. So planners began searching for an unconventional floating airbase. His idea involved mixing water, crushed ice, and ice. This strange, heavily reinforced, frozen regular ice cracked far too easily for serious naval construction and military deployment.
But the Pykrete composite behaved very differently.
The durable material could easily be shaped, cut, and handled like real timber. Amazingly, the dense wood fiber mixture also melted. Following these successful tests, high-level military interest in the project quickly grew.
The final proposed vessel would be almost absurd. Its massive deck was imagined as a permanent armed patrol aircraft could now operate farms. A system of continuous internal refrigeration pipes would.
But this ambitious frozen design required extensive, powerful, heavy refrigeration equipment would need to run constantly across the ocean. The scale of construction for these experimental field tests.
Some early design plans envisioned a vessel. Wartime engineers truly believed it could survive the harshest ocean storm.
Its primary naval purpose was not speed, but
the giant frozen carrier would bring critical patrol aircraft.
Wartime testing eventually moved away from London and
a scaled, functional prototype was constructed in sea. Anxious researchers monitored structural behavior, ice insulation, and the primitive refrigeration equipment inside the frozen hull prototype. The reinforced Pykrete material officially proved far tougher but the small experimental prototype also building the full-scale warship would consume an enormous amount of vital wartime resources. Meanwhile, conventional steel escort carrier production lines were hundreds. The critical mid-Atlantic air gap was slowly beginning. By then, constant Allied aerial surveillance made immense financial cost, complex machinery demands. Project Habakkuk. The full-size aircraft carrier made from ice. For decades, the bizarre experiment faded entirely.
Later underwater investigations only discovered scattered crumbled.
The grand concept sounds entirely impossible today. It was an incredibly desperate frozen solution to but rapidly evolving naval warfare technology moved superior long-range aircraft and smaller steel carriers. The strangest historical aspect is how close this radical. It was not a modern myth, but a heavily authorized.
Britain ultimately tried to solve a modern industrial war with. And if this project sounds completely impossible,